Yeah, so working with a partner to get an esports program up and running is extremely important, but it's also very difficult for, especially for our K-12 and higher education institutions. It's very difficult for them to know who to trust. The market itself is fairly saturated right now with those that are wanting to help educators and help schools get started, but it's really difficult to figure out, okay, well, who do I go to make sure we're doing this quote unquote right? And in terms of the company I work for, which is SHI, it was really important to me to have on our esports team current and former educators. The reason, I mean, it's obvious the reason why I would want that, but for myself, I am still teaching. So I teach college, esports and gaming for 3 different universities. And it's very important for me to continue down that path to understand what's still going on in the classroom. So on our esports team, as I mentioned, we have current and former educators, but also current gamers and people who have gamed for their entire lives. And having a partner like SHI that educators can go to and trust to help develop their program, I think is extremely important. When educators come to us, whether that's K-12, whether that's, I shouldn't even say educators, when customers come to us, every situation is different. And they come to us with questions, how do I start? How do I bring esports to my students or to my community or to my program? And everybody is at a different entrance point. And so I'll give you an example. If I am let's say an educator and I teach middle school, I might be looking at creating an esports club for my school. Maybe I don't want to do an entire program, which I'll get to in a moment. But I might just want an after school club where kids can come in, they can feel comfortable. It's a place where they feel like they belong. They can come in, they can game and relax, learn along the way, gain social skills, gain of course, skills that could take them into a college career or a career itself after high school within the esports market. But then we have others that want to develop full programs. And what that could look like is they want to embed esports into their day-to-day curriculum. And so walking our educators through that is very important to be able to figure out the types of questions that need to be answered. So what kind of a space do you have that you want to build? What type of support do you have from your IT department? What type of support do you have on the K-12 side, from your superintendent, from your principals? What access do you have in terms of technology? Are you needing help obtaining grants and funding for what you want to do? The courses that you want to implement, are those already connected to your current curriculum, or do we need to look at state standards and try to connect them that way? So there is so much involved. And as I mentioned, every situation is so different that to come back to that original question, how important is it to work with a trusted partner? It's extremely, extremely important, and extremely important to understand everything about that partner and what their values are, what their beliefs are, especially in the market of esports and gaming, and what they value beyond just making a sale, beyond just the games, beyond just the devices, but what it really means for students and for the education community as a whole.